going to be bringing you a very famous composer, Cole Porter. Yes, Cole Porter, whose Broadway shows, from Kiss Me Kate to Silk Stockings to Can Can, set the standard of style and wit to which today's composers aspire. And I don't know anybody who's aspired to the level of a Cole Porter. Maybe a Stephen Sondheim. But Cole Porter set the gold standard. He wrote rumbas, he wrote tangos, he wrote love songs, and he wrote upbeat, let's get started songs like this one from Kiss Me Kate. Another opening, another show, from Philly, Boston, or Baltimore, a chance for stage folks to say hello. Another opening of another show, another job that you hope at last will make your future forget your past. Another pain where those ulcers grow, another opening of another show. 4 weeks you rehearse and rehearse, 3 weeks and it couldn't be worse. 1 week, will it ever be right that out of the hat it's that opening night? The overture is about to start. You cross your fingers and hold your heart. It's curtain time and away we go. Another opening for another show. Thank you. Cole Porter was an independently wealthy man, which allowed him the opportunity to travel the world. And so he did. And a lot of his music is influenced by his world travels. There is a show called The Gay Divorcee, and it spawned what is considered to be the finest Cole Porter song ever written. And it is said that he got his inspiration for this song as he was sailing down the Nile in Egypt, and he heard the sound of distant tom-toms. Like the beat, beat, beat of the tom-toms when the jungle shadows fall. Like the tick, tick, tock of the stately clock as it stands against the wall. Like the drip, drip, drip of a raindrop when a summer shower is through. So a voice within me keeps repeating you. Night and day, you are the one. Only you beneath the moon and under the sun. Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling. Where you are, I think of you. Night and day, day and night. Why is it so that this longing for you follows wherever I go? In the roaring traffic's boom, in the silence of my lonely room, I think of you. Night and day, day and night, under the hide of me. There's no such a hungry yearning burning inside of me. And the storming won't be through till you let me spend my life making love to you. Day and night, night and day. Cole Porter was a solo writer, and he wrote all of his own music and all of his own lyrics. And he was known as the Great Sophisticate because he could make a listener laugh or cry with just the turn of a phrase or a heartfelt melody. And so I thought I'd give you two examples, the laugh, and then I'll give you a good cry. How's that? You do something to me, something that simply mystifies me. Tell me, how can it be you have the power to hypnotize me? Let me live beneath your spell. You do that voodoo that you do so well, 'cause you do something to me that nobody else can do. And now the cry part of Cole Porter. He wrote a song that was used during the World War II era that spoke to the separation of men and women being separated by the Selective Service Act and the prospect of war. And I think Cole Porter explained it best. Every time we say goodbye, I die a little. Every time we say goodbye, I wonder why a little. Why the gods above me, who must be in the know, think so little of me, they allowed you to go. When you're near, there's such an air of spring about you. I can hear a lark somewhere begin to sing about you. There's no love song finer, but how strange the change from major to minor. Every time we say goodbye, every time we say goodbye. Cole Porter was born in 1891 in Peru, Indiana, that is. And he was lauded as a precocious youngster who became the class valedictorian. Yes, he did, and he was precocious, but his mother was a pusher. You know, a pushy mother. Because she enrolled him in the Worcester Academy, and he was small in stature, so she was able to do this. She wanted him to be the top of his class, so she enrolled him in the 12-year-old class when he was actually 14. And he did become the class valedictorian, and he was a precocious youngster. And many years later, he reminisced about an instructor at the Worcester Academy who explained to him that a song has the music and the lyrics of a song have to be so wedded together to be almost as one. And he learned his lesson well, as this song from Red Hot and Blue certainly exemplifies. The night is young, the skies are clear, and if you wanna go walking, dear, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely. I understand the reason why you're sentimental, 'cause so am I. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely. Oh, you can tell at a glance what a swell night this is for romance. You can hear dear Mother Nature Thank you, thank you. Well, Cole Porter went from the Worcester Academy and he went on to Yale, where he wrote fight songs such as Bingo Eli Yale and the Yale Bulldog song. But he also wrote varsity productions. And he did that with the drama club at Yale and with his fraternity. And believe it or not, he wrote 6 varsity productions and they toured the country. And he loved every minute of that. He loved the camaraderie, he loved the fun, he loved the partying, he loved the notoriety, he loved everything about it. And maybe it was on these trips around the country that, no, maybe it was his time in Paris. Well, no, maybe it was his world travels where he got a taste of illegal substances. And he put them in a song. I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me why should it be true that I get a kick out of you? Some get a kick from cocaine. I'm sure that if I took even one sniff, it would bore me terrifically too. But I get a kick out of you. I get a kick every time I see you standing there before me. I get a kick, though it's clear to me you obviously don't adore me. I get no kick on a plane flying too high with some guy in the sky is my idea of nothing to do. But I get a kick, yes, I get a kick, yes, I get a kick out of you. Thank you. Well, off to Harvard Law School he went. And he went to Harvard Law School because his grandfather insisted that he go to law school. Now, before I tell you about his law school escapades, let me just remind you of another famous composer who went to Harvard Law School and actually got a law degree, actually graduated with a law degree. It was Oscar Hammerstein II. Cole Porter did not get a law degree because the dean observed Porter's total lack of interest in the law and his obsession with music. And so he suggested that Cole Porter switch to the School of Music. And he did so, but he did so secretly so that Grandpa, who was footing the bills, would not know. And it was here that he began to write musical comedies. And from that moment on, his life changed. From this moment